a purpose. God has a plan. I'm living His will. He's got me in His hands. I'm chilling, chilling, chilling with purpose. God has a purpose. God has a plan. I'm living His will. He's got me in His hands. I'm chilling, chilling, chilling with purpose.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Chillin' with Purpose, the broadcast that rescues the heart and the mind. We are in season 6 of Chillin' with Purpose. And so, let's kick this off with our announcements. So, our first announcement is our hybrid prophetic class that will be taught by none other than Sandra J. And so she's going to be stretching. We did this last year. She is ramping it up for this year. So that is why it's called the Prophetic 201. The first 2 classes in March will be in person. This is your information. I believe you should be able to go to her page and our Chilling with Purpose page, probably all of our pages, but for those 2 pages for sure, to obtain this information. You can also go to our website, which is www.chillin, and it's CHILLN with purpose.com. Yes, .com. And you can get the information from there as well. These classes are free. So all you got to do is show up mentally, show up emotionally, and then show up in person as well. So that's your first announcement. The second announcement is a 24 hours of God's presence. And I might do a short video after this broadcast. This is literally 24 hours. It is from 7 p.m. to 7 p.m., March 28th through the 29th. And it is all being led of the Spirit of the Lord. And so you will definitely want to mark your calendar for it and make it happen, because it will not disappoint. In this event, you do have to want to participate to truly be blessed. But they have all been phenomenal. I haven't done one in, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8 years. So we're going to do one more before we get up out of here. And watch God be amazing. So this as well is on our A Refuge in the City page, and I believe it's on our Chilling with Purpose page. You can also get this information off of our website. Yes, yes. Y'all, don't Sandra look stunning?
I like that shirt. That blouse is nice. The earrings and everything.
Thank you. She owning stuff. You see that look? Owning stuff. I'm just saying. Okay. Y'all got any hot topics?
We have a new president. It is a hot topic.
It's a hot topic. The topic is hot.
You asked.
You right.
And I answered.
We have a president.
Yep.
He has been inaugurated.
Yes. But did you hear the guy that sang? I don't know his name.
I did not watch it.
Oh, there was this guy that sang. I didn't really watch it, but TikTok. That's another hot topic. TikTok is back.
It's back? Oh, they didn't ban it?
but no, it was. I knew it wasn't banned. It reminded me of. Remember, there was a year when they say in the year 2000 everything was going to shut down. So I knew it. But yes, I knew it wasn't
I
really
think the
shutting down.
president gave them 90 days to figure it out or something, right? I don't really
I
know.
have no idea.
Okay. I've
Yeah.
taken a break
Uh huh.
from the news a little
Oh,
bit,
yeah.
but yeah, nope,
Yeah.
it isn't. It's back.
Yeah, I knew. I don't know why everybody was all worked up, but I guess when you're close to the Lord, you know not to worry. So,
But what about the guy that was singing? What about
Oh
him?
my God, listen. He sounded just like Dr. Martin Luther King.
Oh
The
wow.
he when he said that speech, it wasn't that's how I heard it. And I'm serious. I don't know his name, but he basically make you pause and listen to him when he gave that speech. It's beautiful. Yeah. So that's my hot topic. I
Hmm.
wish I knew his name. Let me see. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, let us know. I may go look for that and listen. I just wasn't in the mood. I actually had a day off yesterday and I didn't want to watch nothing that I might end up sucking my teeth at.
Oh, well, I'm so happy you choose to stay in the spirit
I
on the
did.
Shabbat.
Lord's day.
I stayed in the spirit and in the bed.
Um,
I got hungry or needed to use the restroom.
I don't think that. Let me see. Anything.
While she's looking that up, here is your calendar of an event, a event that occurred. This event occurred in 1948. On this day, Tuesday, January 21st, 1948, the U.S. Senator James Eastland of
Hmm.
Mississippi. He's an art or was an ardent segregationist, successfully blocked the passage of a federal anti-lynching bill. That's something to celebrate because lynching was normal back in the day,
But
and
he
now it's
blocked the anti-lynching bill. So he was
oh dang it! I read that wrong. But yeah, he blocked the anti. Never mind, guys. Never mind. Never mind. But what I read was correct. U.S. Senator James Eastland of Mississippi, an ardent segregationist, successfully blocks the passage of a federal anti-lynching bill. That is your information for today.
So, oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
His name is Reverend Lorenzo Sewell, a Detroit native and leader of 180 church in the city. He's a pastor. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll send it to you. I thought he was awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. I'll
Yeah.
listen to that.
Yeah. So,
All right, everybody. Without further ado, you are going to meet another member of Chillin' with Purpose. This is our these are the days of our lives. What? Hear ye, Magdalene Jean Baptiste.
hello. You know, I I struggled with this because there was so many periods of traumatic events, but I settled on growing up in the Caribbean as a girl. Growing up in the Caribbean as a girl, growing up in the Caribbean as a girl to parents, and then growing up in the Caribbean as a girl to Christian parents that took the Bible literally. Because so I was born in St. Lucia in the West Indies. Now, the crazy thing about being born in St. Lucia, it is not a United States territory. It's a British territory, but it's a French island. Now, my mom and my dad, in their wonderful brilliance, they were already living in the Virgin Islands, and they were already citizens of the United States. But they kept going back. They went back to the Caribbean island 2 times, 3 times to have children. Finally, they came to their senses and had the rest of their children being born in America. But I digress. Well, back in the 70s, I was born in 1968, the last day of the year. Um, in the 70s, girls were responsible for the lust of men.
Hmm.
So, if a boy touched you, what did you do? What did you say? What did you say or do that made him touch you? And so because we knew that, now we lived in these buildings on the hill and we had to walk to school. Now to walk to school, we had to go through this bush, this shortcut in the bush. Now, if the boys caught you in the shortcut in the bush, it wasn't gonna be good for you. So we would run through the shortcut at all times. Run through the shortcut. And the girls that got caught in the shortcut, nothing happened to the boys, but the reputation of the girls was damaged. And so I lived a life of constantly guarding my hymen because first we were in church and then we were on this island where the lust of men were the responsibility of the girls. And so I'm running through the shortcut. I am doing every single thing that I need to do to protect this thing, this gift that I'm supposed to be giving to my husband and only my husband. And so now I go. One of my sisters told my parents, she was only 10, that the pastor was trying to touch her. And the question now is, it's no dig on my parents. That's just the culture. That's how they know. The question was, what did you do? I don't know.
This is what your parents asked?
Yeah, what did you do?
Okay, just making sure. Okay.
What did you do to make him do that? And I don't know anything that a 10-year-old could do that would make an adult, like, especially a 10-year-old that has no experience. It wasn't like we were watching like the shows they watch today. We were watching Leave It to Beaver. They didn't even sleep in the same bedroom. Our parents slept in the same bedroom, but Leave It to Beaver and them, they didn't sleep in the same bedroom. We were watching those type of shows. Andy Griffith, no kind of shows that like they have today. So there wasn't anything that would make you have these like imaginations. And so once we understood that the lust of men was the responsibility of the girl, my parents, I could tell you, we were wearing long sleeve shirts, long dresses, long skirts, long socks and stuff to school, to church. My mom was not allowed to wear pants. So, the girls weren't allowed to wear pants. None of us. And then because of all of this, we were not taught anything about sex. So we didn't have, the only thing that we knew about sex was what we were taught in school or what we heard from friends. But we weren't taught anything about sex. So I go to the military and I have 4 brothers, so it's not like I haven't seen naked boys, but I have 4 brothers, and I have I have a bunch of uncles and aunts, and we're just, it's just like a family. And so I'm in the military, and have friends that are males. And so I go to church with one, and then I say, "Hey, come back to my barrack so that we could go to the park." That's what all the single soldiers do after church. And it it changed my whole life, because that single soldier raped me while I was when I came out. And I didn't change my clothes in front of him or none of those things. I just went in the bathroom, came out, and he just jumped on me. And the good thing, the reason the military paid me for the rest of my life is because I reported it. Nothing happened, because this was like in the 80s, and they put your name in the paper, and then they say it's he say, she say, and all of this stuff. But I struggled for many years. First of all, I was mean as a junkyard dog, and I don't know how mean a junkyard dog is, but I was very mean. I was not a nice person. I was a horrible person to be around, because if you got to know me, then then you maybe get in, and then you'd hurt me. So if this bubble of meanness and arrogance had to shield me from people, and it kept me, you know how you think you're keeping people out, but it kept me in a jail. And for a long time, I thought that my actions disappointed God. And the only thing that would have kept the only thing that kept me from like hurting myself is because I went to church, and I know, like, man, if you kill yourself, you're going to hell. And I ain't trying to go to hell. But I didn't like me. I didn't like people. I didn't like me. But I protected this little girl, and I was so overprotective of this little child, this daughter. She couldn't go anywhere without me. But what I'm saying is that thing, the biggest thing is that I thought that I disappointed God, because since the thing that has always been taught was that I am responsible for the lust of men. I'm responsible for the actions of somebody else that they do to me. And so because of that, I now have to have a shield, but I also have to be on guard. So I have this shield, I'm on guard, I'm a horrible person. If you get too close to me, I have to push you away, because you if you really know the real me, I have to be a bad person that somebody would rape me. That, and it's like, and there was no justice. So because there was no justice, the military didn't do anything. So then it solidified the idea. It made it true that I was responsible. And so the what happened is, when I started going to what was our church with Pastor Goins?
Gyra.
Gyra. When I started, because so letting you know, I started going to Gyra in 2009. So that should tell you how many years I was a horrible person. At least 20. 80, 98, yeah, at least 21. At least 21 years of being a horrible, horrible person. And because I'm a horrible person, but it's a guarded, I'm being horrible because I don't want you to get close to me. I don't want you to know me. I don't want you to, I don't want you to know that I love to sing. I like to dance. I like chicken. Well, I don't really know how to dance, but I like chicken. I like to cook. I like to bake. I don't want you to know. And if you like me, if we're friends, I might bake you something, or I might bring you a gift or stuff like that. I might see something in the store that reminds me of you, and I think, but then even something like that has gotten misconstrued. I see something for somebody I see something and say, oh man, that reminds me of so and so. Let me get it. Maggie trying to cat daddy me, or Maggie trying to get Maggie is doing this, and Maggie has zero intentions. Maggie is guarded. Maggie is not trying to be intimate with anyone. Maggie is just a mess, emotionally and spiritually. Because if God is disappointed in me, if God, because I went back to church, I went back home with a baby, and I'm a pariah. I'm a single mother. So now the young girls, this is an example of who you're not supposed to be.
Mm. We're
You
going to get those
understand?
questions. You go ahead and tell your story.
Yeah. So now you're an example of who you're not supposed to be. So now my heart is behind a big, hard gate. It's closed off because I'm trying to figure out how can I get God to love me again? How can I get God to how because that's all I want is to be with God, to be for him to love me. I love God. I love the Bible. I like reading. I love talking. Of course, anybody that know me know this. And I love talking about God, and I love the scriptures. And so then I met these people that I got to know them. And then they got to show me that a rapist is a rapist, number one. And then what they showed me, what else they showed me, they talk about soul ties. They talk about the love of God. They talked about all these things, and it started to melt my heart. And so then now I rededicate my life to the Lord. And I rededicate my life to the Lord, and I'm serving. And there was still parts of me that was traumatized. Like they can't know these parts. Let them think this part, but they can't know this part. Because if they know this part, then all the people that abandoned me, all the people that thought that I was such a horrible person, all the people that labeled me, they they might do it too. And if these people, um, I don't know what I would do because I like these people. I like Apostle Goins and Kat and Nikki and Kay and all the people at that church. I like them. And I started to go to therapy. I started to go to Christian therapy and regular therapy outside through the VA. And it was with those two things, the Christian therapy part helped me to recognize the love of God. And it helped me to see that God never stopped loving me. And that God, even though I don't see it, I didn't see it then. He was with me everywhere. He was with me in everything. He was with me through all of the situations. He was with me, and he never stopped loving me because his love is not predicated on my actions. And then people, even at church, were saying, "You're very angry." And I don't know about y'all, but if somebody says, "I'm the least," if they prep, if they start their sentence with "I'm the least," know that they are. So I said, "I'm the least angry person I know." Because every time I'm out, I'm like, hee hee hee, because I'm always laughing and joking, nothing serious, and I'm dancing and thinking about chicken. That's all. But nobody actually knows me. All they know is I laugh, I talk a lot, I dance, and well, not really like with rhythm. And I talk about chicken, and I love to talk about the word of God and talk a lot. But all of that was just like a shield around my heart, a big jail, an emotional jail. Because if I really love people, if I really, really, really care about people, Because I mean, one of the people lied on me at church, and the people believed it because the instruction I was given, I thought it was a real instruction until I found out later on that the instruction was based off of the lie. And so the whole thing is, if all you know is the fun, the hee hee, the Michael Jackson dancing and all of that, then you won't get a chance to disappoint me or hurt me. And then I will never get close to anybody. So then that way, if they get to know like all the parts that have damaged my heart or hurt, then they might not want to be around me either. Who wants to be around me? And so I started to go to, Kat had a soul ties class that really precipitated this move for therapy. Because that soul ties class that she did, it resonated so deeply in my spirit because I started thinking, so I'm connected by my soul to my rapists. And so then I had to go I sat in my room for 3 days in the dark. And I'm surprised I didn't even eat. I didn't brush my teeth or nothing. I ain't bathed, nothing. I just sat there. I don't even think I turned on the TV. I just sat on my bed in the dark for 3 days. And then I called the VA. And I saw if they had a place for somebody for therapy. And then God told me, you need to do more than that. While you're getting this spiritual healing and you're getting this emotional healing, you need to go deal with what happened to you. Let the military deal with you. And I was like, God, I don't want to. I don't want to unearth that. And you know, I said, okay, God, if I will go, if all of these things happen, then I go to Life by Design, and the pastor comes and he gives me a word, and he says, in 50 days, God is going to do this. And he said, put it in your calendar. And so I put it in my calendar. And you know how people say, I didn't know him from a can of paint. I knew him, but I didn't go up for prayer or nothing. He came over and he told me this. And so I put it in my calendar. In 50 days, I was at my sister-in-law and my brother's house in Florida. The thing went off 50 days. I said, this cat, I'm allergic, and they got a cat. Yeah, okay. But I got on that plane. When I got off the plane, my phone was ringing. And but I had to turn it off because we're going. When I get off the plane, I turn on my phone. It was a message. And the people them say they want to see me, the VA. And so I called back. And they said, can you come on whatever date, on the date? And I said, yeah, what month? And they said, this month. And I was like, that's in a couple of days. And they said, yes. Then they called me back. They said, can we have it the following week? I said, sure. And I go in. They had snacks. My appointment was like 8 o'clock in the morning, and they had snacks. And then like 10 o'clock, they said, I'm sorry it's so late. And I said, man, it took me 9 months to be born. I could wait. Are these snacks free? And they were like, yeah. So I said, can I take some home too? I filled my backpack with snacks, and I ate a bunch of snacks there. But the lady was, because normally when they ask you to change your appointment time, then you come in at the time and then they have you wait 4 hours before being seen. Normally, those veterans are so horrible to those people. And all I did was say, I had to wait 9 months to be born. She went to the back. She told everybody in the back. So when I went in to see the woman, she said, We're going to make this permanent and total, and we will revisit this no more. And that was it. I told my story through tears, but she had already made up her mind that they were going to take care of me for the rest of my life, and they were going to be done. And then I left there. The lawyer had taken my case, knowing that they reject everybody. So he's like, "You don't owe me anything." So now I'm going to the therapy place, and the therapy people, they have this thing called STARE. I don't remember what the acronym is, but it allows you, when you're having an outburst or you have emotional stuff going on, to analyze, okay, what's going on around you and all these things. And that thing helped me, because Kat could tell you, Sandra don't know me that long, but Kat could tell you, I was having a lot of outbursts. I was a mess, a real mess. And if you told me I was angry, I would angrily tell you I was not angry. But as the healing spiritually started to happen, the emotional healing started to happen as well. And emotionally, I got better. I stopped blaming myself. I was able to see that I was able to receive the word of God, because the shield wasn't up. I started to be nicer. I'm still, I can still have moments like when I'm driving, especially, but I'm not mean and nasty. That's not my go-to. Before, the shield was mean and nasty, so you couldn't get here, so you couldn't get close. So you didn't want to know me. You couldn't get to be around me. You didn't want to be around me. And I was cool with that. That's what I thought, because I didn't want anybody around me, because then you won't be able to hurt me. But it's such a pleasure to be around like a person like Sandra. You know, I don't know if she ever has like a bad day, but she's always like joyful. And it's a pleasure to be around a person like Kat, because I'm going to tell you, you want to be around a person that's going to always tell you the truth, and tell you the truth in love. The reason I was deep in that isolation and that inner hatred and the external hatred is when you surround yourself with people that hate you just as much as you hate you, you won't be able to see God in things. You won't be able to see the good. You won't be able to see the good in things. You won't be able to see, feel the joy of salvation. You won't be able to feel the joy of being given a second chance. You know, when you read when he says that you get saved and you get a second chance, because you have this salvation, and then he gives you Holy Spirit, and he said he's renewing you, and he renews your mind, and he renews you, and he gives you a clean slate to start with. You're a new creation, and this new creation is something that's never seen before, because it's been mixed with Holy Spirit and your spirit. But if your spirit can't even receive anything, you won't get to see that. So every time you see God or you see the church, you see a barrier. You only see the negative. You see this whole thing that all you see is your trauma. And so all I saw was my trauma, and everybody was against me, and everybody wanted to hurt me. And if everybody actually know me, they'll know how horrible I am. Because who else? Why would the military threw me away. It's like, you're so horrible. We don't want you to re-enlist anymore. Then I go home, and it's like, you're horrible. You're such a mean, nasty person. You're just a horrible person. So I come to Colorado where nobody knows me. And I come here and then I just live in this little, I'm a horrible person bubble and try to be the best mom to my daughter and and the best auntie to my nephew. And just be this person. And inside I'm dying like, I'm not horrible. I'm not a bad person. What can I do? And then I meet these people that show me the love of God and show me it correctly that God loves me and that He knows and He renew my heart and He renews my mind and He gives me Holy Spirit that transform me into the image of the Son. And as I start to believe that, I start to give Him the trauma, the things I hid deep in my heart that I ain't tell my mama. That, well, she knows now, but I ain't tell my mama, I ain't tell nobody. I just kept that in and it was killing me, right? And now I give it to God. Yeah. And then He said, I'm going to give you peace. I'm going to give you joy. I'm going to give you a renewed mind and renewed spirit. Give it to me. Give me your burden. Give it to me. And so I gave Him that. And I'm telling you, I go to therapy now and it's different from then. My therapy now is like going to a checkup for the doctor. Like you're healthy, you go, they just check your blood pressure, they make sure everything good with you still, and then you keep on going. Hey, what you thinking? You still thinking that this is your fault? You still thinking this? Okay, good. It ain't those 4 times a week therapy sessions because I was so broken. You know, God has restored my heart. And now I don't have to be a mean person. I don't even have to be a mean Christian, you know?
All right. Thank you for sharing your story. So, there were some questions given between my page, and I just pulled them over into here. So, you do have some questions that were being asked. Before we go to those, Sandra, did you have anything that you wanted to ask?
It's just a funny joke. I wanted to know. She says all the people that she liked, she will see things and she will give, like buy for them, and people take it like negatively. I didn't get any gifts, so that means you did not like me. So I will need to pray for you. So yeah. Well, that's what you said. You said all the people that you like.
Do you know how long ago that was? Do you need this book, Lamb of the Free? This is an amazing book.
No, but anyway.
Okay.
But no, I think somebody asked a question that I wanted to ask. And I mean, I know part of the answer where it says, why were the girls responsible for the lust of men? Why were the girls responsible?
I don't know, because it's still that way in the Caribbean. What you wearing.
Okay.
Now, if what you wearing, my therapist had to break that down for me. My therapist had to tell me, um, the, a rapist is gonna rape. You can if you wearing because I was like, I wasn't even wearing I was in like a whole church outfit. I was like, all the way dressed. I wasn't undressed. I wasn't in a little suit or in a little provocative anything. And the therapist had to tell me, rapists will rape. Um, it, what you're wearing is not supposed to make somebody rape you. What you smell like or look like should not be the reason a person rape you. They said she said if a little child ran down the street naked, the only people that would be turned on would be child molesters. And when she put it
Yep.
like that, I realized, oh, okay. So she said, if you
It's the state
that
of
battle,
mind, your
that
mentality,
battle. Say again.
your mentality and the state of your mind.
Yeah, because she said that battle that you're gonna have with, man, I wasn't even wearing this. I wasn't, and you start justifying to all of these people who making things your fault. And it started with the military. And I think that I thought that my actions disappointed God because I was raped, not that's why I was raped.
Hmm.
I think that because
Mhm.
after church, I said, hey, come to my barracks. But I've always had friends in my barracks that were males and they never touched me. We, you know, it was, we were headquarters company. So we all had our own room and I didn't change my clothes in front of him. I didn't like, I went in the bathroom and when I came out is when he jumped on me. And, and I was just telling my therapist, last week. No, I'm not still shielded. But I was telling my therapist last week that I realized why I cannot, like, I went home and I realized I can't swim anymore. And every time I try, because I think he covered my face. Because every time I put my face in the water, I start panicking. If I cover my face to go sleep, I start panicking. So now I'm gonna have to get broken of that terror of having my face covered. Because Sandra could tell you, we grew up on an island, we swim all the time. Swimming was something that natural for us. We swim, we just swim, we go to the beach, we walk to the beach, we swim, we jump off the rocks, we swim. Now I can't even cover my face in the shower. I gotta wash my face separately. I can't, if anything go over my face, I start having a panic attack.
So you said no, that you aren't shielded anymore.
I'm not shielded anymore.
So if you're in a room and it's just you and a guy, shields don't go up or walls.
Well, wait, like what guy? Like a stranger? And like, I mean, what kind of room am I in?
Well, that depends on you. Every victim is different. So sometimes you can't be in a room with a guy, or you may have to have a conversation internally to be able to remain there. Is that shield still there? Discomfort.
Well, there's okay. So maybe it's like this, not like this.
Okay, that's good. So improvement, progress.
Because if I don't know you, but I think is that like a Black Caribbean thing though? Because if I don't know you, I got to like check this whole thing out. Not that you're a rapist or anything, but like I gotta know what's happening in this room. I mean, I was in the military. We
American
make sure we check all the doors. We look for all the exits. We sit facing exits. We don't have our backs to doors and all kind of stuff. All of those things are training things too. We have to check out the new people coming in the room. But that's not the rape thing. That's
Okay.
military.
All right. What is your lens now?
What does that mean?
So, how are you viewing things and people and even what has occurred to you? Are you still s- speaking from a place of a victim, or are you speaking from a place of a victor?
Well, I'm speaking from a place of victory, and the reason I'm speaking from that place is because I no longer um, I no longer shrink back like when I go to a place, try to be invisible so that people don't notice me. Or I mean, I don't go, hey, it's me, but I don't go like, I hope nobody notices me. I'm just normal.
Do you still battle with the fact of you being robbed of the opportunity to save yourself for your husband?
You know, um, I battled with that for years. And then when we had that thing in Colorado Springs, whatever that thing was, when we stayed at the hotel for a weekend, chilling with purpose.
The Kingdom Authority.
Yes, when we had Kingdom Authority in Colorado Springs, I was in my room, and God told me that my heart was more valuable to Him than my hymen, and it. So what was that, last year or the year before? Whatever the year was, that's when my heart started to heal about that.
All right. Amen. So when did you realize God had never stopped loving you?
When I met y'all at that church,
Okay. That's cool.
because every other church, they, soon as you come in, everybody's, they started lies. But the difference with this church is, even though they started a lie, the one lady started this lie about me. The the vibe was different. What I mean by the vibe, the love, I could feel the love from the people, and it wasn't a tainted love. And it was a real love of God, and it was a real desire to see me free. And I wanted it just as badly as y'all wanted it for me at Gyra. And so I was determined I wasn't going to run. I was going to stay. And I don't care if they lied at me at this church, lied on me at this church. But I was not leaving. I was not running, because it was different here. They love me here for real.
That's awesome. So are you still in therapy? And if so, what has been accomplished since being in therapy?
Well, yes, I am still in therapy. I go once a month now. What has been accomplished in therapy is I am able to view myself through the lens of love, to have compassion for my younger self, um, give myself grace, and love me. And so, as well as, at one point, I was going to Christian therapy as well. You know, and so that allowed me to really see that I'm worth it. I'm worth getting to connect emotionally. I'm worth getting to connect with God spiritually. I'm worth everything. Now, there have been times where the enemy will be like, you haven't had any kind of relations with a man on purpose. Maybe you should just go do it and get that done. But then the spirit says, don't do it, girl. You might lose your life. So I listen to the spirit. I said, let that just happen. If somebody like me and we get married, then they can have it. But I'm not gonna listen to that thing say, you ain't never willingly gave yourself, so why don't you just go do it? And I'd be like, get thee behind me, Satan.
What makes that part come up? I know you said the enemy, but
sometimes the enemy is sometimes the enemy is the inner me, because the inner me sometimes feel unfulfilled. Like, is there a part that's missing? I had this plan when I was 8 years old that I was going to be married. My husband and I were going to be pastors. Like all these things that we were going to do. And so when I think back at her, that 8-year-old Magdalene, I think back, like, did this rape do a detour? And a significant detour, because I've never been married. And I'm 56 now.
Well, you're still breathing. People marry late in life.
Okay, I'll believe you.
Check out those statistics.
Yep.
Yes, yes. Continue, Sandra, with the interview while I look this up, please.
The thought. Did you ever date before you got raped? Did you ever date like a guy or anybody? Well,
No,
not anybody, a guy.
no,
Did you? No, you never had a crush. You never had no
no.
crush.
I had
Oh,
a crush in high school,
okay.
but I was so awkward. I had
Mm-hmm.
a, I was like a pencil, like a big head, and really skinny,
Mm-hmm.
and so I had a crush in high school, and
Okay. Hmm.
I've never had a boyfriend. Look at God.
Oh
That's not God. That's not
no.
a God
I was
moment.
You know
like,
what I said? Look at God. I mean, he just brought that to my attention. Not
Oh,
that I ever had a boyfriend.
you
Look at
never had.
y'all. Yeah, y'all so crazy.
No guy ever approached you before that happened. You know, when you're 15, 16, you know, when you're in school, there is always somebody somewhere that has a crush. It mightn't, no,
I don't think you understand. We were in
no, I
church.
do,
We were
because
in
my
church
father
7
was
of the
very
7
strict.
days.
But still,
there
there's
was a guy
boys.
that liked her. I think she's either doesn't want to share it or
What
forgot.
guy like me? Tell me. So I
Come
could.
on. Later in life, it was a guy that liked you.
Oh,
He
oh
wanted
yes, you
you.
spoke about him.
Yeah, she's told us that 100 times.
Yeah, he passed.
This is how we know.
Oh yeah. Dion. You know what?
Yeah.
He liked me, and everybody. But I told him I was way too broken for him because I had just got back from the military, and he took Christina as his daughter. Everybody thought that was his daughter for real, and he died of COVID in 2020. He was one of the 15th person in Virgin Islands to die of COVID. And my daughter called me the other day and she said, I miss him because he got on my nerves. He called me every day on my birthday at 5 in the morning. And I used to be so annoyed, but my birthday comes and he doesn't call. And I miss him. I forgot about him. He liked me. He wanted to be with me, but I told him I was way too broken for him.
But did you like him, but you were still too broken? So because you could like somebody, but yet realize that you're not ready. Did you like
I,
him? That's the
I
question.
like him, but
Okay.
not enough to marry him or be his girlfriend.
Well,
It's
you
okay.
wouldn't have known that until you ventured out, and now you can't.
Yeah.
He's dead.
Because all of us are broken when we get married, we all are broken. Yeah.
I wish I
Because it
had known
takes
that. Then maybe I would have been married already. I thought I had to be fixed before I get married.
no. Anybody who said they were fixed, they lied.
Right. Nobody
Yes.
is totally fixed.
Yeah, I'm still broken. I'm still being fixed. So,
It is important though for us to work on the severe traumas that we have,
yes.
because you don't want to bring them, period, let alone into a marriage.
Yep.
So a guy comes along now and he's interested. Will you respond?
What is he interested in?
He wants to take you out on a date.
Yeah.
Okay.
Will you go?
I could go on a date.
And eat chicken.
If I'm going on a date, I'm eating a steak.
Yeah.
I eat chicken at the house.
Okay, steak.
Okay, so you would go on a date. Y'all see Maggie's single.
Yep.
He's cute.
Yep.
She can be funny sometimes. She does like to talk. So I'm just saying.
Hey, but at least
You are a talker and she's a talker. Y'all might want to do a little schedule of when y'all gonna talk to each other or something. I'm just saying.
Like, it's 7, you talk for 15 minutes.
I am under attack.
Then I'll take the other 15 minutes.
Right. And she's gotten better at it, but she might listen to talk again, not listen to you talk to respond. She's gotten better, but it
Yes.
still happens. So if y'all are interested, inbox us on Chilling with Purpose and we will vet you.
Oh,
Yes.
so who's the y'all?
Animal, but vetting, like whatever the other word is for vetting. Whatever synonym there is for that. Nice.
We will check you out. Make sure that you pass the test.
Yes.
Yes. Wow.
So I would encourage you, and I've said this to you before, and I probably will say it until I'm not breathing anymore. If it was a strong desire then, the desire doesn't change. It doesn't have to change because of a traumatic event. It might delay some things, but you can still desire to be married, and you can still desire to pastor with your husband. You can still desire to give yourself of him because you had no control over how your virginity was taken. That part's not your fault, but you can still give yourself to your husband. And after all these years, you still gonna feel like a virgin. So
like a virgin.
We all have plans that but God already saw it, and he's healing you. And he's healing you. Now that's true. Thank you, Mom Betty. It's good to see you.
Mom Betty.
Yes. Do we have any other questions or comments for Maggie? I pray that there is a true godly gentleman that sees this and says, I want to take her out. This would be lovely. Then we can interview you guys in a few months. This would be so great.
I agree. It's never the end of our life when we go through things. That's one of the things I've learned about the Lord. It's never the end. There's always, it's a journey. It's a journey when it comes to the Lord. So I am privileged to see some of the journey with Maggie. And I've seen the highs, the lows, and where she is now, and who she is becoming. Yeah. So
you do know that I'm 56, right?
Okay. And you say that to say what? What does that mean?
Yeah, I'd like to know what this means myself.
Well, I guess it don't mean anything. No. I was just thinking like, man, I can't even have like a baby or nothing. So
you have a child.
What?
Adopt. You could adopt. Yeah. You could adopt.
Wait, we might have to go over the bracket. The fact that you even said baby, you actually would want another
baby? Wouldn't you want to like?
No, I would not.
No.
Matter of fact, a gentleman not too long ago that was interested, and his kids aren't close to being adults. I said, I don't think we gonna work. I'm old.
You are of age. You are not old.
Right. I'm old of age in the sense of I'm too old. Little people. I'm working on grandma status, not mommy status.
Right.
But that's me. Now you're welcome to have all the children you want, as long as they come out of your womb, not mine.
There was a lady in India. I think she was in her 70s and she had a baby.
I would be crying for the rest of my
serious.
life.
So
I can't have kids.
It's possible. Listen, God works miracles. He opened Sarah's womb.
That's not a miracle I want.
So I'm just saying, there's hope.
I don't want that miracle either, because.
Well, you just talked about the baby.
I wanted a baby, but I can't have children.
Okay. But God can. So yeah.
Well, they couldn't either, but God brings from that.
Yeah. We're talking about the Lord now. So if it's his desire, You know,
I don't want y'all to pray for that for me, though.
I would never pray
Okay.
for that.
I'm not,
Thank you.
because yeah, no.
Thank
And
you.
even though I know God has great aim, he don't miss. He also got jokes.
Yeah,
You got to worry. I'm not gonna pray that for
yeah,
you.
because the apostle and the prophet right here do
No,
not.
I
Okay.
wouldn't. Minister Betty says, a baby? A baby?
Maybe
Minister Betty.
Oh,
my daughter can't even have children either.
I don't know that she wants you to tell her business. Though.
Sorry. Well, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want.
Yeah, no,
No.
Maybe I could adopt a baby.
I just said
now
that.
you could. Well, you
Yeah.
kind of have right now,
Yep.
sort of.
Yep.
Yeah,
So-
we're not naming names, but she got you. She got you. You are wrapped around her finger,
Mhm.
and she what too? Has she turned two?
Yep.
Yeah, she's too.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
Yep. Okay. I learned something.
Right? We might be doing a whole series on the life and time of MJB. When that
Listen,
oh, see, she's still stuck on. Did you say you wanted a baby?
she said, get married and enjoy yourself, but a baby?
Yeah, I don't think you know what? Don't be laughing at me, man.
Funny.
That's
Now,
part of
that's what
it. That
we
was
do.
part of
We
my
laugh at each other.
that was part of my trauma too.
I know it's just a desire. That's okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but guess what? Okay, but see this. So because I can also see that you're starting to feel a certain kind of way.
Yeah.
Although that happened, you've still been blessed
Yep.
with a wonderful daughter because you speak highly of her.
Mm-hmm.
And you have two very intelligent and saved grandchildren. So that is even like a reroute of a blessing.
Yep.
Okay, maybe I can't have another one, but I got this one, and I am highly blessed.
Yep, and a pretty cool son-in-law too.
See, so that's when those kind of feelings that we're getting ready to start. That's when you shake that off. No, listen here. This is the real deal right now.
Yep. And the baby that you are looking after, one that have you wrapped around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's another
That baby. Yeah.
So you got to churn.
Yeah.
Even the Bible talks about how you're not barren, but how barren women have more children than the actual married couple.
Yes.
Because there are many people that they get to parent, they get to mother, they get to nurture.
Yes.
And so that's actually a blessing when we look at it through the right lens.
Yes.
But I don't even be trying to have no more spiritual kids. So I'm just nope.
We agree.
Be like, no, go find another mama. That's your turn. All right. Well, if we have nothing else, we are going to end this episode for tonight. There's 2 more of us left. So we will be back to tell our story. And upcoming next month.
Oh, shoot.
Her phone. That's her phone.
No. It hooked up to the computer, and I can't get it off because I had to do some paperwork today. So sorry about that.
Oh, you're fine. I was just messing with you.
Oh, I know, but I don't like that. Yeah.
And what we're going to have coming up in the month of February, it's talking about men. And is it okay for them to cry? And things of that nature, and about their vulnerability. So I was about to say, ladies, you're going to want to tune in, but really everyone should tune in because it's an old age thing of men being taught that real men don't cry. And then I was born. Real men cry. They cry. They shed tears. Yeah. So that's going to be coming in February. 2 more of us to go. Listen, we love you. and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it.
Bye.
God has a purpose. God has a plan. I'm living his will. He's got me in his hands. I'm chilling, chilling, chilling with purpose. God has a purpose. God has a plan. I'm living his will. He's got me in his hands. I'm chilling, chilling.